Finding out graphic details like that at the age of 10, my mum's relationship with me was very weird. I'm not like that. You're a weirdo. You're a freak for thinking that. Took me to the doctors, told them I wasn't normal. She was saying that she was going to kill herself. But then after I have a bath, because obviously I had to have a bath, she sterilises the bath and says it's contaminated with Willie germs. So Willie germs has stayed with me forever. Like, it's one thing if your friend is whacking out a dick pic and showing you, but when it's your mum.
So was she pretending she had cancer?
This is where I'm getting to.
How do you think she'd react if she saw this podcast? Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to today's episode of Crying in the DMs, and I am joined today by Leah. Leah in real life.
Yeah.
In real life.
In real life, yeah, literally.
Leah is a disability influencer, weight loss influencer, general real life influencer, because you know me, I do not just have every Dubai-clad woman on this fucking state. Leah literally is real life. You know me, you know I don't have any perfect page 3, nothing's ever gone on in my life, come and pay a £5 for me gash type individuals on my sofa. Not that there's anything wrong with you guys, but I do know a load of great therapists if you're interested. Leah, it's fabulous to have you on here today. I'm just going to tell the people a little bit about what we're going to talk about. So Leah has come on today to be incredibly brave and to discuss what happens when you grow up too soon.
Yeah, 100%.
The perfection, the dire need to be better because people never made you feel like you were enough.
Yeah, taking on the parent role as a child.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think it's going to be an important one. So if you're watching, grab your fucking tissues, because I think it's going to get a little bit heavy. But sometimes the heaviest conversations
are the best ones.
They're most impactful. So me and Leah, we've been on and off little chatting on Instagram for a while. I love what Leah does. I think Leah loves what I do.
I do.
I think we're very collaborative in the fact that we want to make real life more online as well as in real life.
Yeah.
Effectively. There's too much bullshit on the internet. And you have now a beautiful daughter that we met before, beautiful partner. You've created a beautiful family. But what we're talking about today is how you created that without knowing what one looked like.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I had to start from scratch. Like, if I had have raised my daughter the way I was raised, it's just not acceptable. So, yeah.
What's your story, Leah?
So,
fill us in.
Raised by a narcissist. So obviously I didn't always know that she was a narcissist or abusive. Naturally. It wasn't until I met my partner that I actually sort of had like a bit of a wake up as in whoa, like I met what his family dynamic was like, met his family, and it sort of showed me what real life should be like and what parenthood should have been like, whereas I was parenting my mother. So my mum and my dad split when I was a baby. And 3 weeks old, she took away my surname, my father's surname, and my nan's middle name from my name as like a claimship, I think. Like, because they had split up, she was like, right, this child is mine. Like, it's more like a property thing, like claiming me. So she took away my surname, and I didn't obviously know this until I was older. I was just raised as Leah Phillips, but Phillips was actually her abusive father's surname. So bit of backstory on her. She was abused sexually by her dad, brother.
Hurt people.
They do. Dad, brother and uncle.
God
so she was completely estranged from her family. So her side of the family, all I had was her. And then my older sister, which is her daughter.
Are you in communication with her now?
Yes, we're closer than ever. She actually cut ties with my mum way before me because there's like nearly a 9-10 year age gap between us. So she saw it way before I did, but she let me come to that decision and clarity on my own. She didn't want to influence my decision because otherwise I could end up resenting her, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So she sort of let me figure it out for myself. So mum split with my father at 3 weeks old, and then I was sort of used like a weapon between like my mum and my dad. And my dad is very good. He's always been supportive, fought to see me. Like, I cannot fault my dad. I've still got like a really good relationship with my dad now. But she definitely used me as like a weapon. I don't really have many childhood memories from a young age. It was more when maybe 8 or 9 I've got memories with her. But she met someone in the army when I was around 5 and moved me about 5-6 hours away from my dad. So he didn't really have much say in my upbringing. Like, we had only contact really over we had phone calls and stuff, but I only saw him on like half term, summer holidays, so he didn't know what my home life was like apart from what I would tell him. So he didn't really have much say on my up, and he would have to travel like 5-6 hours to come and get me and then back. My nan would keep him company in the car actually, and my mum wouldn't even let her go in to use the toilet after like a 5-6 hour journey, like just because she didn't like them.
What was the turning point? When did you decide, Mum, I'm no longer going to be in contact with you?
Just before I got pregnant. It was actually in COVID, and I think a lot of people found out they were in abusive situations in COVID because suddenly like everyone's isolated and things come out more. Like I think you spend more time with people close to you.
100%.
Yeah,
you're locked in. It becomes like a echo chamber.
So at age 8 or 9 is when she divorced her ex-husband, and that's where most of my memories come from growing up with her. So suddenly she was a single parent. I became her only emotional support. I probably she left my sister behind when she moved away. My sister was 15, so she was at the age where she's like, I don't want to move with you. It probably was a sense of freedom for her. So it was just me and mum at this point. So I knew nothing else. She was like my safety net. I didn't know anything outside of that. And I suddenly become her emotional support. Like she'd get into arguments when trying to like return things to the shop or with random people, and I was the one defending her. Or if she had an argument with my older sister, she sort of like pinned us both against each other. Like, so she was like the big bad wolf that we had to please, and she'd say, oh, you're so much better than your sister. So I felt the constant need to please her. So,
and compete with your sister.
Well, yeah, it's so unhealthy. And like, for example, if they fell out, I would then be texting my sister like, you've upset mum. I'm just a child at this point. Like if we went to see my sister for the day, like my mum would spoil me with things, but then Kelly would ask for something and she'd be like, no. Like she completely treated us differently. You would not think we were both her daughter. And I just think if you've got children, you should love and treat them the same.
So just before COVID then was when you cut her off?
Yes. So
what was that about? What was that day when you went, right, fuck, I'm done? Why was that?
The day that I fully decided to cut ties with her, she'd actually gone live on TikTok. She doesn't have a big following or anything like that. But if something's a sensitive topic, it tends to show up in everyone's For You page. She was saying that she was going to kill her, and 28,000 people were watching. These people tracked me down on my private social media to tell me that my mum was going to end her life and that she was in danger. So I woke up to messages from strangers one morning. So I rang her immediately, and she said that, I'm not going to kill myself, Leah. I just said it to make a point. And that is something that was always used in arguments with me growing up. Like, whenever we'd argue, it was like threatening to kill herself, and I'm just a child, so I'm constantly worrying like she's going to
lose your mum. Yeah.
And there's just so much more to it as well with growing up. So as I told you, she was sexually abused. I found out graphic details of it. I won't go into those graphic details, but finding out graphic details like that at the age of 10, my mum's relationship with me was very... So she had germophobia, OCD, when she became single, not before, only when we had our own place together. So I actually had to, if I'd left the flat, I had to come home, and before I could enter the flat, I had to strip completely naked and have a bath. Because it's germs, outdoor germs. I don't know if that's triggered from her past, like feeling dirty or what.
So you'd have to strip naked at the door?
Yeah. I couldn't go further into the flat unless I strip naked and have a bath immediately. And that's even if I've only popped out for 2 minutes to the corner shop.
What?
Yeah. So, and that was a lot. Like, I would pop out and do the shopping for her.
It's ultimate control.
Yeah. And also, like, lack of boundaries. Like, I'm growing, I've, hit puberty, and I have to sit in the bath. And if we'd been out together, she would have a bath first, and I had to sit on the loo while she had a bath, and then I would then have a bath. And until that happened, I was not allowed in the flat. And then when I was thinking about her past, like she was sexually abused, I developed OCD, like negative thinking, intrusive thoughts. And I was like, what if my mum is like her family? And I'm only like 10 at this point. So I told her like what was going through my head constantly. I think it was because of the lack of boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
And she immediately flipped it onto me and was like, I'm not like that. You're a weirdo. You're a freak for things. So I internalized that then and thought, I'm a bad person. What if I grow up to be a paedophile or something
Wow,
like that?
yeah.
And when I told her that, she immediately was like, get the fuck away from me. Like, I want nothing to do. Took me to the doctors, told them I wasn't normal. And I think obviously because of her past, a normal parent would probably be like, right, you're having negative thoughts, let's get you some help.
You're having intrusive thoughts
Yeah.
because you're being forced to strip.
Yeah.
You're being forced to wash.
Yeah.
You're being spoken to like shit, pushed against your sister.
Yeah.
And you've been told in graphic detail that someone has been molested.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know your brain doesn't know the difference between thoughts and reality?
Yeah. It still doesn't now.
Yeah.
And I'm
No,
28.
it genuinely doesn't. Your brain can't work it out.
Yeah.
So, like, let's do something now, right? You close your eyes, you picture a lemon, right? Cut the lemon in half, squeeze the lemon in your mouth, right? Salivation, yeah?
Yeah.
Wincing, because your brain doesn't know it's not a real lemon.
Yeah.
So when you're sat there as a child and you're thinking about how your mum's been molested, your brain doesn't know the difference between you witnessing mum being molested and not being able to do anything about it because it's in your brain,
Yeah.
right? And mum being molested. Not to ever detract from what she went through, but of course at 10 years old, if you've had to picture that, and if they've told you in graphic detail,
Yeah.
of course you're going to start having those intrusive thoughts thinking, what if I'm like that?
Yeah.
Because
I pictured it in my mind.
and when you see something fucking awful,
Yeah.
you do create that comparison towards yourself.
Yeah.
And think, oh God, what, could I end up like that? Because you don't know it's a reality until it's faced in front of you.
Especially when, like, I confided in her that I was having these thoughts and she's like, get away from me, you're a freak. I believed that. She was my caregiver. Yeah. She tells me something, I believed it. So she would always use this against me then, like, as I got older, made friends and got into relationships, she'd always say, they don't know what you put me through, which was me confided in her.
So every time you met someone new that made you feel better,
Yeah.
she would be reminding you constantly, you don't know what they put me through.
She made me think I'd go to prison or something just for OCD, but I believed all that, and it wasn't until I met my partner and I had CBT that I realised thoughts aren't reality.
No.
Thoughts aren't feelings, thoughts aren't wants or desires.
No.
They're literally, someone explained it to me, like in Mean Girls, the scene where she gets angry and she pictures she's like a monkey, like an ape attacking someone. Like someone without OCD can have a thought like that, brush it off, never think about it again. But someone with OCD, if they have a thought like that, they'll internalize it and think, why am I thinking that? I must be a bad person. So having that CBT really helped me.
100%.
And once I told her, I'm not a bad person, I understand it now, she burst out crying and was like, I don't want to talk about it. I think it was because she no longer could hold that against me. Yeah.
Her method of control was gone.
Yeah.
I always say to people, your thoughts are data.
Yeah.
Right? Individually, they don't mean anything. Right? Your thoughts are data. And the more they build up towards whatever hypothesis was set for you. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't set your own hypothesis. Do you know what I mean? You're told you're not good enough, not strong enough, not capable enough, weirdo, all the rest of it, right? So that's the hypothesis that sits in your brain, in the RAS, in the reticular activating system. And then all of your thoughts become data. Your brain, from the minute you're born, has an understanding that you are going to die.
Yeah.
Right? It understands that we have mortality. So it's constantly fighting against that conception of death. So it's always looking at where the next potential death is coming from. Do you know what I mean? What is going to bring you closer to death? And if your brain registers thinking that you're a weirdo as a threat, every time that flags, you're going to go into fight or flight. And every time you go into fight or flight, that data is going to get logged. And every time you don't die when you're in fight or flight, that data is going to get logged. That actually, doing that saved you from this.
Yeah.
So, of course, that repeated thought is going to recur time and time again. If it stopped you from dying once, your brain goes, oh, we didn't die. Log it.
Yeah.
Then again, until it becomes your natural reaction, because your brain is constantly just trying to fight against its own mortality. Do you know what I mean? And, to weaponize someone's mortality against them is the opposite, I believe, of what nurturing is. How would you say that's affected you, growing up in friendships? Did it make them difficult?
So I'd say friendships, not so much. Actually, that's a lie. I just had a flashback of how it affected friendships.
Go on.
So mum bought me things growing up, as you do, you're a parent, but then also weaponized it. So if she bought me something, it would be thrown back at me at a later date. I spent this on, she kept track of every purchase ever made on me. Even Christmas, everything she ever spent was written down and kept track of. And if we had an argument, she would either return it to the shop or take it off me completely.
Wow.
So this is what I just remembered, how it affected a friendship. When I was about 18, 19, I got close with this girl, and she moved to Hereford, and I spent money on helping her get settled. Like, I surprised her, did a room up for her and stuff, because that is the real me. I love, like, well, I think I am a people pleaser in a sense. Like, I have gifted people because that's what my mum did to me. Mm-hmm. And then when we did fall out, I took it all back, and that was very much me.
You mimicked
repeating,
it. Yeah.
And it wasn't until maybe I met my partner where I sort of like grew into who I am, and I reflected on all of this and thought, if you buy someone a gift, that is theirs. You have done that for them. You do not take it back, no matter what they do. Like, it's a form of control.
That gift is not an extension of you.
Yeah, but I can sit here. The difference between me and her is I can reflect on things that I've done and like feel remorse, but she's never apologised or taken any accountability for
When's
anything.
the last time you spoke to her?
My daughter was about 9 months old, and I went out on my friend's 21st birthday, had a few bevies, more than a few. So I withheld my number because I wanted to see if she was sorry, because at this point we'd moved address, she didn't know where I lived, blocked her on everything, changed number, and I'm sat there thinking, what if she is sorry and I've just not given her a chance,
babe.
Gaslighting myself. So I rang her and started off the call. I said to her, like, obviously this is a withheld number. If it ends, you won't be able to call me back, so just listen to what I have to say. And I told her everything she did, and she was like, yes, that was wrong. Like, so she was taking some sort of accountability. But then towards the end of the phone call, she flipped and was like, you know what, considering what I went through as a child, I have done amazing raising you and your sister, and you cannot take that away from me. And it was at that point that I realised she isn't ever going to change. Like, I can't keep living in fight or flight, or like living trying to please her. Like, nothing I do is ever good enough.
Circumstances are not excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, it's awful what happened to her. Disgusting. But
she could have changed. Like, she could have broke the cycle, but she chose not to. But I think in her mind, because what she was doing wasn't sexual abuse, or there was a form of physical abuse, actually. So once we were arguing over money, so she didn't work and she was on benefits, pipped a lot. I wouldn't say she needed to be on it. She's just, she just claims it. And I have no problem with people that genuinely need that, but she wasn't one of them. And we were having an argument about money because I was working at the time. I wasn't earning a lot of money, and she wanted me to pay. So I would pay the rent and she would pay the bills. And that month, because I'd just met my partner and he'd been coming to stay the last couple of weekends.
Did she get the rent paid?
So not while I was living there. So once I moved out, she's rent free now. But because I was living there, they took my £600 a month income into account. So I paid like £250 rent or something like that. And she would pay the bills. But once my partner started to come stay the weekend, she would say, like, oh, the electricity and the gas has gone up now because Dan's coming to stay. Like, you need to pay more. And I was like, I don't have the money to pay this extra gas and electric. I was like, he's literally just here to see me. It's not going to be adding to any bills.
He's not turning the lights on all the time, is he?
No.
He just goes and switches all the lights on the minute he comes in the house. Literally. And has a 9-hour bath.
And she was like, he's using and abusing me. I was like, he's coming to see me. Like, because we didn't live in the same town at the time. So he would come and stay at the weekend.
But surely the lights were already on. He's not just whacking lights on, is he, in other rooms and leaving?
Exactly. And we had an argument about money, and then I did turn around and say, at least I work my ass off for the money I earn, unlike you. Bit of a bad comment, but I was just frustrated at this point.
If she's abusing a government health system, I don't think that's a bad comment. I think that's a valid comment.
I think it's valid too.
Yeah.
She got up and pushed me, but we were in the bathroom because, you know, her germaphobe thing. And I landed in the bath, and like, had I have cracked my head, that could have gone a completely different way, but I caught myself. And like, she would like slap me and stuff in arguments, which she's actually done in front of my partner, and he called it out. And I think what she didn't like is once I met him, I sort of woke up and I started to defend myself and realised things weren't okay. And that scared her. Like, she was losing control of me.
It's a narcissist nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah.
When narcissists know they're losing control of you, that's it.
Yeah.
They can either apologise or double down.
Yeah.
And there's no between.
The funny thing is, like, for the 21 years, in 22 years that I had contact with her, constant threats of suicide, but she's alive and well, and it's been nearly 6 years I've not spoken to her. So
I hear that all the time. All the time. Narcissists love to say, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
The only people I know in my life that have killed themselves have been some of the purest souls that ever walked this earth.
And they usually don't tell anyone.
No.
Or if they do, it's one trusted person, but usually not. They don't usually tell you.
The narcissists don't take their own lives, their victims do.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I am still suffering to this day, like, with my mental health. I speak openly. Like, I'm on my 4th different antidepressant, but I've decided to come off it because that's not going to solve my issues. Therapy is. Like, it's just made me numb, like, when I've been on medication.
You don't want to numb it anymore.
No.
How do you reckon your mum's relationship, well, your mum's raising of you, has impacted you raising your daughter?
So I actually think I tell her off less than I should because I'm so scared of upsetting her. And like, so me and my partner have a bit of a good cop, bad cop dynamic where so I'm more soft on her, which sometimes can cause issues. But to be fair, she is like, you met her, she's the nicest little girl. She's so well behaved. But I do constantly have a fear of being like my mum, and I know I'm not. But I'm constantly questioning myself. Is this going to cause her trauma when she's older? Like, my health's not great.
Does your mum have a fear of being like your mum?
No, she loves being herself.
That's your main difference then?
Yeah.
You've got to remember that.
She thinks everyone should be like her. She used to say to me, your friends' parents wouldn't do what I do for you. Like, nobody is as good of a mum as me. Like, the stuff I buy for you, like, I couldn't care about items. Like, when I look back, I don't remember what she bought me X, Y, and Z, like, over Christmas.
She does, because she kept a list.
Well, yeah. Price itemised everything.
Yeah.
But my childhood memories that I hang on to is with my dad and my nan and that side of the family where there's actual love and nice memories, not...
Do you think she'd react if she saw this podcast?
I actually have already discussed this. I said to my partner, if she sees this, she'll probably be messaging Sara going, I need to come and tell my side of the story.
In advance, no. I'm all right. So before she comes on and says her part, so it was COVID.
Yeah.
You decided enough is enough. The turning point, the moment, what the fuck had happened?
So around September time in COVID, I found out that my nan had pancreatic cancer.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. My dad's mum, obviously, because don't have anything to do with her side. And I found out that she had like maybe weeks left to live, and at that point my mum had already gone on TikTok and shaved her head. She was bald, and she said she did it to raise awareness for cancer and alopecia.
Did she raise any money for it?
No, she literally just thought one day, I'm going to shave
her head
my
online.
head. Yeah, she's going to shave my head, and then hashtagging alopecia and cancer. She started following people, influencers.
So was she pretending she had cancer?
This is where I'm going. So
fuck.
After she shaved her head, she never actively told people that I know of that she had cancer. But she said to me, Leah, I've noticed since I've shaved my head, people are being a lot nicer to me, like letting me go in front of them in the queue and stuff. I get the call from my dad that my nan's about to die and I need to go say my goodbyes and everything because of COVID, not many people could get appointments and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was found very last minute.
Yeah.
My mum, at this point, her hair had grown out a bit. I tell her my nan's dying of cancer. She shaves it again. And then I go and say goodbye to my nan. My nan passes away.
God bless her.
Yeah, God bless her heart. I bought the same perfume as my nan to feel close to her. My mum goes and buys the same perfume, and wears it around me. And then, she hates my nan. She hated her. But suddenly it's because I was upset and I was grieving my nan, she tried to make it about herself, I think, and trigger me in a way by wearing my nan's perfume. And then it was Boxing Day 2020 where she started talking ill of my nan that I'm still grieving. And I said to her, this is my nan, your opinion on her is irrelevant to me. I am grieving, you either apologise or you leave. She left. So, yeah, and the TikTok incident where she went live was about 2 weeks later.
So after you saying, my nan's dying, now my nan's dead, your nan has cancer, you're using nan's perfume, mum gets the same perfume, bicks her head, and starts, supporting cancer TikTok challenge. Fuck me.
She did nothing to raise awareness. at all. Just shaved her head and said it was for awareness.
But she'd also said to you people were treating her a lot nicer.
Treating her a lot nicer, yeah. Like, she's always used, like, her past as a way for people to feel sorry for her. Like, with, for example, benefit fraud. She managed to buy a car outright, about 8-9 grand, and decided she didn't like it. So she rang the company and told them that she was suicidal because she can't have this car. Like, they gave her money back, like, because she said she was suicidal and that she's not well. And she always uses, like, these points to try and get an emotional grasp on other people and get her own way. And it was embarrassing. It would be done with me, like, with refunds and stuff. And it's just humiliation. Like, I just felt embarrassed to be with her.
So if you get the food that's wrong in a restaurant, do you feel bad sending it back now?
Depends on why it's wrong.
Do you tell them that you're depressed and that's why you need to send the chicken wings back?
No.
What was your eating routine like at home then? What was your food intake like at home? Did you have like a normal sit down meal with mum?
No. So, like I said, like, past memories past before the age of 8, I don't have many memories. But as a single parent, she didn't cook meals. We lived off, like, takeaways, so, like, chippy, or we'd eat out a lot. But then at home, if she'd done a food shop, because she would intend to cook. Maybe she's a bit neurodivergent herself, so she would intend to cook but then never get round to it. So often stuff in the fridge would go off by the time it got used. And if I used my own, like, initiative to go and cook something, she would be screaming at me that it's theft, like, because she paid for it and it's hers. But she'd happily let it go off and pass its sell-by date. So I constantly was, like, eating in secret, like, taking bits where I could. So I grew up just living off snacks, and that affected me then. I learned emotional eating patterns, because if she was sad, she'd be like, go to the shop and get her something. So some nights my meals would look like a multi-pack of crisps, bar of chocolate and a bag of sweets. Like, and that was a lot. So I learned emotional eating behaviours from that. And then once I cut her off, because I fell pregnant literally 3 months after, I'm going through pregnancy with no family around, like, my mental health deteriorating. I went up to 25 stone from eating snacks, and, like, that's all I knew is, like, when I felt sad, eating. Yeah. So I ate my feelings, and that still, I would still say I have an eating disorder now, because I still emotionally eat, and I had to have a gastric sleeve to stop myself from being able to overeat so much.
Oh, yeah.
So it stayed with me, but I'm very careful not to let that pattern repeat with my daughter. She has meals cooked for her every day. Like, I will not binge in front of her because I don't want her to witness that. I say I binge now. I'd say it's more emotional eating, because I can't physically binge like I used to, because obviously my stomach's had 85% whacked out of me. So, like I said to you earlier, like, are you not hungry?
I mean, just let me know where your fucking surgeon's from. Do you know what I mean? So obviously you've got to go and you've got to cook your own food, but you're not allowed to, because she's saying you can't cook your own food. You've got to watch it go off. The impact that's going to have on you is going to be huge. Now you say you're emotionally eat.
Yeah.
What's confusing me is, how is it theft?
I don't know.
You provide for your child because you want to provide for your child. Where does it become theft?
That is what got me. Like, I didn't ask to be born. Like, so I feel like you buying your child things for them to survive can never be thrown against them. You chose to have me. Like, why then use, like, bringing me up or feeding me against me? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And I could never imagine ever saying to my daughter that anything that she eats or anything I've given her, like, I could never imagine saying, like, taking it back. Or I've never kept track of a penny I've spent on my daughter. If anything, I've probably overspent.
I feel that one. Honestly, I can't even leave the house without either Rob or Phil going,
I feel like my Apple Pay is like Monopoly money. I'm just like, ding.
Ding. Yeah, so it's bad in it. But then if I have to use my actual card, it feels naughty.
Yeah, it does.
My bank does this thing, right, where it makes you verify it.
Yeah.
And I only have the banking app on one phone on purpose, right? So I have to spend chip and pin anywhere else. I can't just go online shopping on one phone. Because I am obviously I'm neurodivergent. It will irritate me to go and get the other phone, no matter how close it is to me.
Yeah.
Right. So unless I've got them both together and I have set out to do the online shopping, I won't do it.
That's a good hack.
But it's not a hack, is it? Because I've had to get a whole new fucking iPhone to do it. So it's not really a hack, is it, when you think about it? I upgraded my iPhone and just never moved the apps over. But now, because I'm neurodivergent, I cannot move the apps over because I've convinced myself I won't know any of the passwords, even though they've saved.
Yeah.
So I've got to wait for this phone to fucking die.
Are you like me with like over 120,000 photos on your phone?
Yes.
You cannot go back and delete them.
Can't delete them.
I take screenshots of things and I'm like, I'm going to see something online. Oh, I need to buy this. There's probably thousands of them. I've never gone back to those screenshots ever.
Never.
But I cannot bring myself to sit there and go through and delete them.
So I actually do delete them, right? But I delete them on days where I need an ounce of productivity. All right, so if I feel like I'm being unproductive, but my brain needs to do something, because remember, your brain prefers to do something than nothing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will go, right, I'm setting a 1 minute timer, I'm deleting as many pictures as possible. I'll do that.
See, I've tried that, but then I'll go to the deleted album and check I've not deleted something that's important, and then so I just get completely overwhelmed.
Nah, the way I see it is, if I've deleted it and it's important, I've deleted it.
It's gone.
It's going to come back.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything comes back around.
That is true.
Although I have a couple of times deleted key codes that I really needed.
Oh.
For like...
Well, there you go. This is why I can't do it.
No, but it worked out fine anyway.
So it did?
Yeah, because so for example, I deleted a key code to a bin shed, right? Yeah. And I could never remember what to put in the clicky button things. I deleted it. So I get to the bin shed and clicky button thing obviously isn't working because I've got the wrong fucking pin code. So I ended up making friends with another geezer who had a clicky button thing and he just clipped it off.
Oh. Well, that worked out.
Yeah, and it did actually work out because then he gave me a free bike a few months later.
Oh. We love a free bike.
We love a free bike.
We love a free anything.
Can't even ride a bike.
You can't ride a bike. What did you do with this bike?
I just gave it away.
Did you make money on it?
Yes.
There you go.
£14.
Oh, we are. You had zero to start with.
That was it, yeah, right. It was on Facebook Marketplace. But my idea was, because it was a shitty old bike, I was going to spray it and put it in the front of my garden.
Yeah.
It obviously never happened.
No.
Because that would have required me to do something.
Talking of Marketplace and selling things, so that's another thing.
Go on.
So if I... like, say, Christmas gifts, like Wii Fits and stuff like that over the years, like, when I eventually grew out of those, I was not allowed to sell them because it was her money that was spent on them. So they would sit and just collect dust because she saw that as, I bought that, that's mine. Like, and that still, like, carried on into when I got my own place with my partner. Like, she bought us some vases and I didn't realise I must have knocked one of them off. It hadn't broke or anything, it was just on the floor. And she saw it, and then the next day I realised they weren't there anymore. So I messaged her and she was like, well, I took them back because it was on the floor. You've clearly disrespected it. I paid for it. I've took it back. And I was like, that's theft. I was like, you've given me that is mine now and you've took it. And she's like, well, no, I paid for it. So she believes everything that she's bought, even if she's given it to someone else, is hers. Like, it's like property, if that makes sense, rather than an actual gift.
So everything that she's paid for, everything she's put energy into, everything that is hers.
Yeah.
So she really is at war with the whole world then.
Yeah, literally. No, everybody is at fault. It's never her fault. Nothing is ever her fault.
Have you met anyone else like that since?
I've actually, yeah. I become friends with someone and I didn't see it to start with because there was like love bombing in the friendship a bit, like constantly like, oh, you're my friend, soulmate, stuff like that. Yeah, and I think because I've got mummy issues and I lack that female bond, like I was like, oh my God, it's a friend, like I've always wanted this kind of thing. And
yeah.
I looked past so many red flags, like so many, until like I had a bit of space from them for a few weeks, and then I was like, I need to get out of this. It just reminded me of my mum, like if I didn't reply fast enough or calling me every single day, like I just can't deal with that.
Oh yeah, no, I've been there, done that, had that.
It's toxic, like.
It is weird though, because I always say to my clients, when your house gets burgled, right, you always look outside the house. You don't realise that you've probably let them in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you are brought up in a situation where certain behaviours are normalised and certain chemical reactions in your body are just there.
Yeah.
You know, the red flag meter doesn't go off as hard because your cortisol isn't risen as high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People that haven't gone through childhood trauma, haven't gone through early onset trauma, when you know that like some of us in the room have, they will meet a dickhead and just go dickhead and leave them alone. Because the cortisol's risen, the adrenaline's risen, the body knows this person is going to cause you stress and strain. When you've gone through repeatedly the same horrible shit time and time again, that chemical reaction exists already.
Yeah.
Right? You are neurobiologically attuned to that wavelength.
I feel like you almost crave it. Like,
yeah, you will do, because that's your baseline.
Yeah.
So when that dickhead comes in, you're not going, dickhead. You're doing nothing.
Yeah.
It is completely, you don't even realise it. You're on baseline. So then you've got to wait for that person to be a massive dickhead to realise. So you, without even, you're set up to fail to begin with.
Yeah.
Because you're already dealing with shit. You're already taking shit. You're already allowing shit that somebody that hadn't been through the trauma you've been through wouldn't even tolerate to begin with.
No.
But because you have such a high level of tolerance, because your baseline is what they would think was the biggest stressor in the world, you then have to wait for that person to become an atomic cunt.
Even then, I'm gaslighting myself, thinking, well, maybe they're this way because of that. Or
Yeah.
like looking for excuses.
You live to
for
explain.
behaviour. Yeah.
Always looking to explain why people are the way they are. So that's something I must scream about daily, right? We do not have to explain anybody else's pain.
Yeah.
Ever, right? If it's stressing you, that's it.
You just have to snip by and just go.
Your feelings are always valid. Your behaviour is not.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So if they're feeling a certain way and they're sad, right, and they lash out, your feeling, very valid. I'm sorry you're sad. Your behaviour, that's not okay. You don't treat someone like that.
100%. I've got a funny one for you.
Go on.
So when I was 16 and I lost my V card, I come home and my mum could tell, like, she just saw it on my face.
Did she say that was my V card?
Probably.
It's mine!
But right. So first of all, she called me a slut.
Nice.
Bearing in mind, I just lost my virginity. Like, I'm sure to be a slut, like, well, I don't believe in slut. Men can sleep with however many women they want, but women are branded as slut.
Honestly.
Anyway, so yeah, she calls me a slut. She then rings my nan and tells my nan all the details. My nan, who she doesn't like, by the way, puts this poor trauma on her. But then after I have a bath, because obviously, I had to have a bath, she sterilises the bath and says it's contaminated with Willie germs. So Willie germs has stayed with me forever.
Willie germs!
Willie germs. I have literally been tempted to just get a #Willie germ tattoo.
I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
I will do it after this podcast. We'll go and get a #Willie germs.
Yeah. I nearly got a t-shirt made with Willie germs on it.
I'm going to have to get you one.
Okay. I think Willie germs. So
anyone watching this that has a t-shirt company, I need you to DM me immediately. I want a t-shirt that says #Willie germs.
It might deter some men away from you on a night out.
Good.
Yeah, they
hate them all anyway.
It's a win-win all round, I think.
#Willie germs though.
Yeah, Willie germs, and that stayed with me forever.
Where were the Willie germs? Just swimming around in the bath?
Well, apparently, because I'd lost my virginity and had a bath afterwards.
We call it sperm.
Yeah, sperm.
We call it jism.
Jisms. Yeah, so Willie germs. Bearing in mind, at this point, she was single. And then when I met my partner, she started getting on the Tinder apps.
Oh, yeah.
So those Willie germs went out the window, because then she's out meeting random people, putting herself in dangerous situations, showing me random men's dick pics.
Oh, right.
Which I do not want. Like, I think she sort of saw me as more like a friend than a daughter. Like, growing up, she'd get me to watch movies with her with, like, graphic sex scenes as a child, because she saw me as her friend and her
confidant.
Yeah, confidant. Yeah. It just contradicts the whole, like, her whole past in a way. Like, why get your child to watch these movies with you and stuff? And then the dick pics were another thing. Like, it's one thing if your friend is whacking out a dick pic and showing you, but when it's your mum, and then she's telling me, like, she'd had sex in car parks and stuff like that, in cars, and I'm just like, she goes from one extreme to another, and I'm just like, well, where's the Willie germ problem now?
Mother, I smell Willie germs upon you.
Step away.
Yeah,
Willie germs.
You're contaminated with Willie germs. Fucking hell, I wonder how many Willie germs I've had over the years.
Apparently, you hold on to their DNA. So every time you sleep with someone, apparently it becomes a part of you.
You do. I actually celebrated a couple of years ago because 0 DNA from one of my wanking exes was now in my body. So me and the girls went out and celebrated it.
I love that.
Brilliant.
Is this actually a true story?
Yeah, I promise you. We went to Carbonara in Chester.
I love that. Did you tell people when they asked you what you were celebrating?
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, it's a cell rejuvenation day.
So basically, we're all made up of Willie germs, apart from that ex who didn't have his.
But I've got loads of other Willie germs in me. Oh, yeah.
We all do. Just makes you human.
That's it. Plus, they've got vagina germs.
Yeah. I mean, there is some smelly vaginas out there.
Mate. Well, yours wouldn't have been. You had to clean yourself
Oh, yeah.
87 times a day.
Literally.
We had the opposite problem. You were cleaning yourself and my dad was going, you can't have a bath today. Why? There's a bearded dragon in the bath.
Did you have a bearded dragon?
Yeah, my dad just acquired one day from the neighbour.
I love that.
He just let it live in the bath.
I had a little one called Drogon.
Oh, no, ours wasn't little. It was massive.
Oh.
A big
Mine didn't
one.
get the chance to get little. It died. It like fell off its rock when we were out, and it had a spinal issue, so it suffocated, and we were only out a few hours.
That's
It
so
was
sad.
really sad.
My dad just let ours go on the field, I think.
I love that.
Genuinely.
Did it get like this big?
It got massive. It was a big fucking thing, and you couldn't get a bath because obviously the fucking Komodo dragon lived
You
in
have
there.
to bath them to help them poo and everything, don't you?
He wasn't helping it do shit. He just had nowhere else to put it. It was a one-bedroom flat.
Yeah.
So he just put it in the bathroom, and then that's where it lived. And you go for shit looking at this Komodo dragon, thinking, what are we doing?
I remember your video about your dad and the dog food.
Oh, he was mental, man.
The dog
He
food.
was such a mental geezer. You know, in the way where your mum was like, oh, no, you can't have anything.
Yeah.
Right? My dad was the opposite.
He
had
like have everything.
He had nothing to give you, but would give you everything. Yeah. Like one time he went for a Sunday roast with like his side of the family, and he stuffed roast beef in his pocket, still with the gravy on it, to go home and give it to the dog.
He could have asked for a doggy bag.
He wouldn't have done that.
Okay.
He would have been absolutely off his head. Which would be why he was leaving the roast beef. But even like at his like worst character,
Yeah.
he was still such a good character.
Like he would give everything he had.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything though. And you know, there's a lot of, I make a lot of jokes about my dad. Do you know what I mean? But I'm very grateful for my parents because I think they did as well as they could have done given their situation.
Yeah.
You know, my dad was obviously in a very strange situation himself mentally. He was an addict and he had fuck all to his name. He didn't even have flooring because one random Tuesday he decided to rip it all up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was there anything wrong with it? Or
Probably
just...
not. No, he
No.
probably just thought someone was listening to him through it. But you know, but I still had everything I had. I wanted to live with my dad when I was younger. I was adamant, I'm living here. There was bed covered in fleas, sofa with no cushions on it half the time, fuck all in the fridge, Ruster's burgers in the freezer, cut into 4. You got to microwave yourself a bit. Do you know what I mean? I could roll a joint. I could tell you what to put in a bomb. I could measure out whatever. I could do whatever from the age of like 13, right? And then my mum's house was very normal. She had a little board in the kitchen with everything stuck onto it. What you're doing?
That's the house I want to be at.
Yeah, Weight Watchers once a week, nice telly, electric. And you know what I do? I cut holes in my fucking clothes to act like Avril Lavigne and fuck off to my dad's for a line of coke.
That.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
did you have an eBay phase?
did I have an eBay phase?
Not eBay, emo.
Oh, emo
phase. You said Avril Lavigne.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought you said you have an eBay phase. I was like, no, babe, I was on crack. No, no, yeah, I had an emo phase.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think I'm out of it.
I still listen to the music.
I change day to day.
And me, and depending on like my mood, I'm like, do you know what I want to wear? Like a Nirvana shirt today.
Yeah.
Like emo. Other day I'm like this.
Yeah.
I change all the time. I think it's a neurodivergent.
It
thing.
is. It's whoever you wake up as that
Yeah.
day. Some days I'll be like, yeah, I'm well into my fashion now. I've got all my bling on. I'm wearing like, I even put some little gems on my teeth sometimes. Like I'll put a fake nose ring in. I'll have my, and then the next day I'll wake up and be like, basic.
Yeah.
I'm a clean girly, and I'll split my hair back.
Like minimalistic.
Yeah, but I'm not a minimalistic person.
No.
I love gold. Like gold's my thing. I have to have bling bling.
Yeah,
I have to
love
have
your necklace.
everything gold. Like I love numerous necklaces and shit like that. I can't do minimalistic. So on the days when I need to do minimalistic in my head, I know I need to clean my house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I need to like be free of shit. It's weird, isn't it? Neurodivergence is such a mad thing.
It is. And do you find that you're like different depending on who you're with as well, with friends?
I'll even sound different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll sound different. I'll behave different. Like I'm just a completely different person with certain people.
Yeah. Like when I'm down with my family in Wales, my Welsh accent comes straight back.
Yeah.
And like obviously that was my original accent, but I don't sound Welsh now, I don't think.
Mate, I'm from Widnes.
Where is that?
Literally 50 minutes from here.
Okay, so is it closer to Manchester way?
In the middle of Manchester and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say you don't sound.
No, I moved
Scouse.
away and then moved to Chester afterwards and then moved back to Widnes. I've only been back in Widnes 2 years.
See, when you were on the phone earlier and you said the word Liverpool, it sounded Scouse when you said Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Liverpool.
My accent's mad now. Like people are like, where are you from? Like everywhere. Fucking don't even bother. Honestly, there's not even a point. Don't even bother.
I don't even know what my accent is. What do I sound like to you? Some people say I sound posh, but I'm not.
Yeah, no, I would probably go like County Durham.
So I'm Pembrokeshire, Wales. Then I lived in Salisbury. And then now Hereford.
Salisbury, Hereford.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I could go. My mum nearly moved us to Hereford.
Really?
Yeah, for some job thing that she was doing, but then she didn't end up moving us. But because obviously I was a gobshite as a kid, I told everyone I was moving to Hereford.
So everyone thought you were.
Before I'd even got it confirmed.
Yeah.
Went and got everyone to drink on the field to say goodbye to me and then didn't go anywhere.
Oh, I've said much worse. I told everyone in school that the whole cast of High School Musical was coming to my birthday party.
Why not?
Believed it. I was like 8, but...
Same.
Yeah.
I did that at 18.
Believe in your delusions and they may come true.
Well, that's it. You know what's even worse? I told everyone that I knew Justin Bieber.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like 14.
And people believed you?
Well, I said I had him on, what was that fucking thing? Disco clip or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Some mad disco, some mad like music thing anyway. I was like, oh yeah, I've got him on that. We know each other. And then he got big. And obviously, like, I sometimes think like, everyone obviously knows I was lying. What the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Why do you do that?
Dopamine fix.
I'd pretend to ring him.
Did you?
Yeah. I'd be sat on my little Motorola going, yeah, Justin, don't worry about it.
Are you still a believer?
No.
I've never been a believer, but I do like his music, but I've not ever been like...
I like his gospel music.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he's a gorgeous looking guy. I like his gospel music. I think he's good to his wife to some extent. I think celebrity culture just pisses me off these days.
Yeah.
So I can't get on board with any celebrity culture because it all annoys me.
Yeah.
And obviously being in the industry where a lot of my mates are celebrities and influencers and whatnot. Not that I'm shitting on you all, so don't go putting this in a fucking other group chat. But like,
make a hate page against you.
Don't make a fucking hate page. But can you see the other side of it?
Yeah.
Like one of my really, really good mates, she's currently in LA. She stayed there after Coachella because she's like recording some mad shit. She put a video onto Instagram yesterday of her having like the best time dancing around, and like she even looked like she was attempting to do a cartwheel and all sorts of mad shit, right? But half an hour before that, she'd been voice noting the group chat, being like, "I fucking hate it here. I hate everything. I hate this. I hate that. I can't find normal fucking milk." Like, and I just because you see the other side of it now, you just think, I fucking hate the internet.
I prefer to de-influence, like...
Yeah, no, 100%. That's what I do. Like, my stuff is not edited whatsoever, and unless I've got to clip bits of me being rude out, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't do filters ever. Like, I don't like filters. And everything just goes on. And then...
That's why I love your page.
Yeah, not that I'm saying it's a bad thing to do that. I mean, people, each to your own. Do you know what I mean? Each to your own. Sometimes it's a confidence thing. Sometimes people need a barrier, don't they? But at the same time... It's such a madness to go online and watch everybody just lying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
why have we normalised group gobshiteness? Like, when I did it when I was younger, I got in trouble. Now you guys are all doing it.
Like, I found that because obviously sharing my weight loss online, it's so easy to compare yourself to other people. But what you don't see is them face apping their pictures or deleting some, like, stretch marks. And, like, that's why I find it so important to be real. Like, after I had my loose skin removal, I was botched, basically. Yeah. I showed it all because I followed these people that shared their weight loss journey and their plastics journey. I was like, this is perfect. This is what I want. And when I was actually hit with the reality of it, it's like, whoa, like people need to see the bad side of it. Like there needs to be that balance because there's so much like false things on Instagram that people are comparing themselves to and they're not really seeing what's going on behind the camera.
100%. And there's loads of young girls that will watch those accounts, you know, maybe that have grown up in childhoods that haven't been ideal. Do you know what I mean? And they're looking to prove something. They're looking to please. They're looking to be the best version of them. And they think that needs alteration in order to achieve that. You know, they think that to achieve their best self, they are required to make some additions and subtractions. You know what I mean? And they're going to watch these amazing accounts. In quotations. And they're going to go and they're going to get surgery. And then they're going to fucking be really confused when the drain is rotting or there's something going on over here, there's something going on over there. You know, there's so many problems that come with it, isn't there? One of my best mates has got a gastric band or a gastric sleeve, one of the two.
Yeah, probably the sleeve.
I think it's a sleeve. I think she's got a gastric sleeve. And she has so many issues with it now.
Oh,
so many issues.
I do. Like, mine could be linked to, like, so I was showing you my hypermobility. I have a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Oh, my best mate's got that.
Yeah, that's what.
Shout out Jess.
So there you go, Jess. Is that Jess you're seeing today?
No, different Jess. I've got two Jesses.
Okay.
I've got Jessus, right? That's it starts with you, Jessica, on Instagram, and then I've got Big Naz. Yeah. That's Christ to Christ.
So she's the one with the gastric sleeve.
No. Chloe is the one with the gastric sleeve. She's not a Jess. But my mate with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, that's Craft to Christ on Instagram.
Does she have all the bowel issues?
Mate, she's got every issue. Yeah. Right? Every issue. Me too. And the maddest thing is people don't believe she's got it because she's just so capable. She gets on with shit every day.
Yeah. And that's the problem. It's invisible disability is one day you can be absolutely fine and people will hold you to that day. Another day I can't get out of bed because I've got POTS. So do you know what that is? The heart rate?
Yeah.
And like I thought it was all fun and games, like with my arms bending certain ways and all of this growing up. And then now I've been hit with like the pain that comes with it. And bowel issues, like it affects literally every part. And
you know that's your nervous system, don't you?
Yeah.
So you can regulate that.
Yeah. So a lot of it probably is my mum. Like a lot of my trauma is probably triggered.
The body remembers. The body stores it.
Yeah.
And your nervous system will be constantly keeping a note of what's happened to you.
Yeah.
You know, your bowel issues. A lot of that starts from having to be. Constrained a lot.
I notice like when I'm in fight or flight, I like clench my jaw.
Do you know how to get rid of it?
No.
Tongue to the roof of your mouth. Turn it down. Deep breath, roll your shoulders back, and then do it again. Then you go. No, it's being serious. It activates the vagus nerve. You do it about 15 times. It activates the vagus nerve in your throat.
Okay.
And it'll reduce the TMJ.
So I'm going to be doing that every evening now, and my daughter's going to be copying.
No, you should, right? And then if you want to sort the bowel issues out as well, so you do it, right, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening, right? Start regulating the body, check your tension, your posture, and your breathing regularly. I'll send you some bits if you want.
Oh, thank you.
Because a lot, it does, because a lot of my clients, you know, they have anxiety.
Yeah.
They have other conditions. Some of them have Crohn's, some of them have celiac, you know, anxiety, depression, CPTSD, PTSD, AUPD, all sorts of things, right? And I go, what's your shit like? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, what are your poo cycle? And they're like, what do you mean, what are my poo cycle? And I'm like, tell me how you poops, right? And then they'll tell me, and I'll be like, yeah, that is fight or flight. So when your body's in a constant state of fight or flight, your body is primed to keep you alive, right?
Yeah.
From the minute we're born, we have a knowledge of mortality, unfortunately. So because we're primed to stay alive, in a situation where our body doesn't know if it's a dickhead or a dinosaur, we are going to reject everything that isn't going to enable us to fight.
Yeah.
Right? So you digesting, not ideal for fighting. It will squeeze everything together. Everything will contract. You know, it will stop. It will slow down. And the blood flow will be prioritized towards places that will assist you to pow, pow. You know what I mean?
Fight.
Yeah. So if you're constantly in fight or flight, you're constantly not, you know, engaging that digestive system the way that you should have been for years. So you do have to relearn that.
So basically, all this time I've like been taking laxatives. All I need to do is come and see you.
Yeah.
And then I can poo.
Literally, well, I've had clients, right, that have had Botox in the jaw for TMJ. Now they don't need Botox in the jaw. I've had clients that thought they had fucking Crohn's. Now they don't have Crohn's.
That's so crazy. Like
Right.
how much the mental health affects your body.
Because you are all one big vessel. You've had
Yeah.
the same brain since the day you were born. You've had the same body since the day you were born. Whether you put additions to it or subtractions to it, right? That is the same vessel the whole time. So you have to look after that vessel. And if your survival was more important than your comfortability at some points in your life, that means you stop looking after that.
Yeah.
So you are in a fucking deficit, right? You're currently in a deficit. And because you won't stop, look back, go, what can I do now? How do I make these changes properly to my body? Because you're so focused on getting to the next thing to not prove that you failed, right? You're going to stay in that fucking deficit. So that deficit is going to catch up with you, and it's going to start affecting you internally and sometimes physically.
Yeah.
You have to slow down. You have to stop first. That's why I will not coach anybody that I haven't done my own dedicated nervous system reset with.
Yeah.
And no other coach does my nervous system reset, because if they did, I'd sue them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've put it together from years and years of experience and knowing exactly what to do.
That?
Yeah, no, it's
Do it,
it's copyrighted. Don't worry,
Good.
it's copyrighted. If I saw anyone else doing it, I would sue like a motherfucker. I've got a
Yeah.
solicitor on retainer. I was a naughty girl before I was a fucking neuro. Trust me, right? Before neuro, I was neuro. Do you know what I mean? I have to have a solicitor on retainer. I've had a solicitor on retainer for a long time now. So it is important to reset, because the more you reset, the more you regulate, the more capable you are of feeling yourself again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. You can't feel yourself whilst you aren't able to sit with yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get, like, I've been referred now to, like, community mental health services. And
Drop me a message. I'll send you all the bits over. Do it on your own back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I send this shit to clients, right? And people that aren't even clients.
Yeah.
If they need help regulating, I'll send you the shit. I ain't charging for my resources. Charging for my time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you want to do it yourself, cool. Share it with whoever the fuck you want to share it with.
I'd love that, thank you.
No, you're right. You got to get your tension, your posture, and your breathing sorted. Because if your tension's fucked, you're telling your brain that there's a reason to be in fight or flight.
Yeah.
If your posture's fucked, you're telling your brain you're protecting your internal organs because of fight or flight. And if your breathing's fucked, yeah, I do it all the time as well. I've got to check myself constantly. If your breathing's fucked, you're telling your brain, hey, conserve oxygen, right? All of those things then tell your brain we've got to be in fight or flight.
Yeah.
Right, remember, brain does not know the difference between a dickhead and a dino.
I don't actually remember the last time I wasn't in fight or flight.
There we go. Let's just get you some resources sent over.
Thank you.
When do you feel calmest now? You know, after all the shit that you've been through, what is your happy place?
My partner and my child, like, by the sea. I love the sea, the waves.
Sea, yeah.
The sea air, that's it. That's when I feel like my absolute best. You're just with them, like, I don't know what more else to say about that.
That's lovely. That's really sweet. If you had any advice for anybody that was going through, dealing with a narcissistic parent, and they don't know that they're going to come out the other side, and obviously you've been there, you've come out shiny, right? What would your advice to them be?
I would say it does get better, and don't let them gaslight you into believing that you are the problem. Like, seek out, talk to some people, talk to some friends and get their perspective on their upbringing.
Yeah, don't be silent about it.
No, talk about it, because the more I've actually spoken about it, the easier it's become, and I've proved that I am not her, and I have become the best mum possible to my daughter, and she'll never ever know that lifestyle.
That's amazing. We've got a scenario here called "My First Bully Was My Mum." I think you'll relate to it. Yeah. And whatever advice you have for this person, happy to hear. Nobody talks enough about the grief of having a narcissistic mum, because how do you explain mourning someone who is still alive? And how do you explain missing a mum that you never really had? When people hear the word mum, they assume this is a soft lady that loves you. They imagine a load of hugs, packed lunches, birthday cakes and forehead kisses. Someone who knows when you're lying and loves you anyway. But what if your mum was the person you had to recover from, and what if she was the person that was lying? My home was never a peace, and it always came with conditions, moods, silent treatments, guilt trips, backhanded compliments, and the constant feeling of not only walking on eggshells, but walking on eggshells sprinkled with glass. Having a narcissistic mum made me question my entire reality, because one minute she was charming everybody outside the house, and the next minute we'd shut the door and I was going straight to my room with no dinner because I'd laughed a little bit too much and made her look silly in front of the neighbours.
I can relate to all of this.
Yeah. She would be very helpful. She was very adored. We lived in a very small community and everybody loved my mum. She even ran the parish. Wow. Yeah. She even ran the parish nights. Behind closed doors, she was somebody else entirely. She was cold, she was cruel, she was very critical, I was constantly victimised, and she was competitive with all the other mums. If I showed too much affection towards one of my friend's mums, she would scream at me the minute we came in the house and say to me, "So you want to be their daughter? So you don't love me enough and you want to be their daughter? What am I doing wrong?" After a while, I would console her and say, "No, you're the best mum ever. I really, really mean that." But she'd tell me that by my tone, she knew I was lying and threatened to take her own life.
Is this my mum? Do we have the same mum?
She made me feel incredibly small and turned my pain into an inconvenience. As I got older, I began training to be a paramedic. And entering somebody's house on the 15th of August 2020, I realised this child was in the same situation as me. The mother was far too overly charming, and the child apologised numerous times for having feelings. She'd fallen down the stairs. It was me who raised the concern to further services on behalf of the child as the lead paramedic at this time in the small group that was within our small town. In brackets, I can't say which it is. We are a very small town. I asked her whilst we were sat together in the back of the ambulance. Mum, in brackets, had gone in a different car with her boyfriend. "Do you know what mood Mummy is from her footsteps?" The child said, "Yes." That was all the confirmation I needed. Wow. Yeah. I decided to set up a company a few years ago for people that struggle to receive love without waiting for the punishment attached to it. And for people who don't understand why you flinch at kindness because part of you thinks it's a trap. At first, I created a holistic business and realised that wasn't really me. And so now, as a previous paramedic, I am training to be a therapist to help purely neurodivergent children who do not understand that they are in abusive situations. I am partway through my training, and I'm sure that my story will inspire others, as yours will have done too, Leah. I want to teach people that love does not have to be earned and that boundaries are okay as they diminish disrespect. What advice would you give to me as somebody that is training to be a therapist to help children like yourself and myself that I could take on board and hold with me throughout my journey?
So, advice. I feel like you're already doing so much more than me. Like, I feel like she needs to be giving me advice. Like, she's starting her own company. That's amazing. And also, she spotted that child was in the same situation as her instantly. And I feel like when you've been through it, you see it straight away. So I feel like, I don't know, sharing your story online maybe, like, because you can grasp more people, like, tell your story, whether, I don't know, not everyone feels comfortable talking about it online, but I feel like you'd get so much traction from people that can actually look at it and think, that sounds a lot like me. Like, that sounds a lot like my parenting, like that, my upbringing. And I think more awareness needs to be raised around emotional abuse, because it's silent. Like, nobody knows it. My mum, like hers, was seen as the most bubbliest, friendliest person to everyone she met. And it was only those that knew her, like, behind closed doors, that would see that. So I feel like what she's done already, like, helped that child out of that situation and made social services aware. I think as a child, like, I really needed to be told that it's not my fault. I'm normal. Like, and that my mum's reactions were what was not normal.
Yeah.
And just having someone point out, like, you don't need to earn love. Like, your parent has chose to have you. It's their duty to love you. You shouldn't have to earn that. Like, you didn't ask to be born. And I feel like love is the most easiest thing to give. You shouldn't have to beg for it.
Absolutely. So as long as in everything she does, she's emphasising that this is not the child's fault.
No.
And she's doing enough, isn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
God bless.
It's not your fault, people.
It's never been your fault, people. I really appreciate you coming on today, Leah.
Thank
I think
you
you've
for
been phenomenal.
me.
Thank you for letting me meet your gorgeous little girl.
Oh.
And your lovely husband.
Yeah.
Leah's
husband to be.
Husband to be, yeah. Can I come to the wedding?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
invite already.
Yes.
As long as you like Bridgerton, because that's the theme.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I come as a goth?
Yeah, a gothic 1800 like lady. Yeah, why not? You can come as a maid if you want.
Yes, good idea. I'll come as a maid. Brilliant. Right. Good night. God bless everyone. This has been fantastic. Really appreciate it. And to the stupid twats running around this studio thing,
have some respect.
Have some respect on my name. All right, she bounced.